Hey yogis, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Sarah and I'll be guiding you through a soft and gentle morning flow to wake up our bodies and leave us feeling refreshed, recharged and ready for whatever the day has in store. If you're new here and you enjoy the video, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel for more free yoga classes every week. We're starting out today sitting on our heels. Take your time making your way there. If this is at all uncomfortable, you can always stay in a cross-legged seat or sitting in whatever seat's comfortable for you. Sitting nice and tall, finding length through the spine as we wake our bodies up this morning. Begin by dropping your shoulders down away from your ears, so allowing them to become heavy, healing down your back. Gently close your eyes. It's going to take a couple of moments in stillness to check in with our body and with our mind and our emotions and notice what's going on this morning, how it all feels. I'm going to begin to take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhale and exhale fully. Once again, inhale deep and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale, letting it all go. Lovely. From here, begin to drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Allow the left shoulder to become heavy. I'm going to begin with some gentle neck movements as you begin to tilt the head forward and back. We notice any areas of tension, any areas of stress or tightness. A lot of the times in the morning when you wake up, you can be really tight, really all in your body. It's just nice just to release and soften. Try find gentle movements. And just to let go of the night's sleep. And bring yourself into the new day. Gently bring your head back to center and drop left ear towards the left shoulder. Allow the right shoulder to become heavy. And begin to tilt the head forward and back. Noticing how one side feels from the next. Noticing any tension, any strain. And gently coming back up to center. From here, we make our way to tabletop, to hands and knees. Let's take a moment to check your alignment, making sure wrists are in line on the shoulders and your knees are in line under your hips. Flowing through a few gentle cat-cows to begin to wake up the spine. As we drop the belly towards the mat, we lift the tailbone high, grounding through both hands evenly as we loop the shoulder blades back and look forward. Our chest, our heart space is coming forward towards the front of the room. Exhale, begin to round in the cat as you tuck your tailbone under. You peel your spine towards the ceiling, pressing into the hands. The shoulder blades begin to draw away from each other. And inhale, flow back into cow as you drop the belly, lift the gaze forward. And exhale, flowing into cat. And begin to move with your own breath. On the inhale, we open through to cow. And the exhale, we flow back into cat pose. Keeping the movements nice and soft, nice and gentle. Feeling into the hips and the lower back. Checking in the shoulders and the neck. And last round, wherever you are, so you can make our way back into tabletop. From here, we're going to begin to send the hips back towards the heels as if we're coming into a child's pose, but we won't drop our head down. So we're sitting back towards the heels. Don't worry if your hips are nowhere near the heels, just keeping the awareness that they're really heavy, sinking back. And then as we inhale, we come back up through tabletop. We begin to lower the hips towards the mat. So sending the hips down, roll the shoulder blades back, open forward. So we're coming up into up dog. Begin to squeeze the knees in, so hugging them in. So the thighs begin to draw away from the mat. Opening forward. Inhale, exhale, drop the knees and send the hips back towards the heels, stretching out through the arms. We'll flow through those couple of movements a few times just to really wake up and bring some nice fluid movement. Inhale, back up through tabletop. Drop the hips, loop the shoulder blades up into upward facing dog. You could look back and open up through the neck. Stretching out the front of the body. Drop the knees and begin to send the hips back towards the heels. Stretching through the spine. Inhale, back up through tabletop. Drop the hips, loop the shoulder blades, looking up towards the sky. Stretching out the body. Drop the knees and send the hips towards the heels. Once again, last one. Inhale, back up through tabletop. Drop the hips, sinking down. Loop the shoulders, lock up. Deep inhale at the top. And exhale, drop the hips back towards the heels. Make your way back up to tabletop. From here, we're going to make our way into our first down dog of the day, so we'll take it nice and gentle. So make sure the fingertips are spread nice and wide, grounding down through all 10 fingers. As we tuck our toes under, we begin to lift the knees off the mat and send the hips towards the back of the room, keeping a really deep bend in the knees this morning. So we're not trying to get our heels to the mat, but we're trying to find length through our spine. Pressing into both hands evenly as we roll our shoulder blades back away from the ears. And gently begin to walk up towards the top of the mat, one foot at a time until we come up into our forward fold. And from here, we're just going to allow the upper body to hang heavy over the legs. Just releasing any tension out of the upper body, out of the arms. Maybe take hold of opposite elbow and rocking side to side. Find length through the spine. And then we're going to gently release, and you're going to take the two peace fingers, interlace them, wrap them around your big toes. And use your elbows here just to guide the body down. So inhale, lengthen a little bit through the spine. And exhale, begin to draw the upper body closer towards the legs. So our elbows are going to point out towards the side. And we're using our arms to draw the body a little bit closer. Lifting the tailbone high. Finding a lovely opening to the backs of the legs. Don't worry too much if the knees are deeply bent. Once you feel the nice opening through the backs of the legs and up into the hips, then you're doing it right. Inhale, exhale, gently release. Begin to draw the arms up, planting onto the shins as you hinge the upper body forward into a halfway lift. Roll the shoulder blades back, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, release. Brilliant. We're going to plant both hands onto the mat and we're going to step our right foot towards the back of the mat and bring our right knee down onto the mat into a low lunge. Allow the hips to become heavy here. Sending them down and forward on the mat. You can keep your back toes tucked under or flat down, just depending if you need a little bit more support for the knees. Lengthen through the spine. Growing tall with each inhale. Plant the right hand to the inside of the left foot. We're going to sweep the left arm back around and see if you can take hold of the right leg. If you can't, if you're here, that's perfectly fine. Just go to where you can this morning. We're not going to overdo it. We're not going to overstretch. Just gently waking and releasing the body. Inhale and exhale, release. Plant the left hand down. We're going to step back into a downward facing dog. So tuck the toes under the right foot, lift the right knee off the mat and send the left leg to meet the right into our downward facing dog. You can pedal out the legs here. And then when you're ready, we'll make our way back up into our forward fold, walking up gently and softly. Feet hip width distance. Allow the head to hang heavy. Just take a moment. Maybe you want to rock side to side again. And when you're ready, plant both hands onto the mat. Step the left foot this time towards the back of the mat. Drop the knee down. Drop the hips. Allow them to become heavy. Tuck or untuck the toes. Lengthen through the spine. Look forward. Growing taller with each breath. Plant the left hand to the inside of the right foot. Sweep the right arm around and see if you can take hold of the left leg. Locking over the right shoulder. Coming into a twist. Releasing the hips. Release the right hand back around, framing the front foot. Make our way back to our downward facing dog. Tucking the toes under, sending the right foot to meet the left. Just shaking through the hips. And drop down onto the knees. We're going to sweep the legs around in front of us, making our way into Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet to touch and allowing the knees to drop heavy. Keeping that nice length that we've gained through our class so far, through our spine. Sitting up nice and tall, rolling the shoulder blades back. Take hold of your shins, your feet, or maybe down at your ankles, just to where you can comfortably hold and keep the height through the spine. Inhale, lengthen, and on the exhale, we're going to begin to hinge forward from the hips and use our elbows. So plant our elbows to the insides of the legs as we hinge and come forward, keeping a very nice long spine. Use our elbows to guide the knees a little bit closer towards the mat. We're not trying to fold here, we want to try and keep the length so we won't come too far forward. Just to where you feel a really deep, nice opening into the hips, into the pelvis area, into the legs. Hinging forward, lengthening with each breath. And exhale, lovely, release. Extend the right leg long on the mat. Hug the left leg into the body. Sitting up a little bit taller, keep that nice length. Step the left leg over the right. We're going to come into a twist from here. So wrap your right arm around the left leg. Bring your left arm down behind you to wherever it can go. Lengthen through the spine, grow tall, and look over the left shoulder. Deep breaths as we wake ourselves up. Nice twists at the belly. Gently release back to center. Untuck the leg, bring it back around. Plant it down in front of you and hug the right leg in towards the body. Same on this side. We're going to step the right leg over the left. Sweep the right hand behind you and bring your left arm, hugging it around the right leg. Inhale, lengthen, and then twist a little bit deeper. So use your breath to guide you deeper into the poses. Always on the inhale, try to lengthen and get more space through the body. And then on the exhale, we see if we can go deeper in. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale gently. Release back to center. Uncross the legs. And we're going to make our way into cross-legged seated position. This is where we're going to finish your class. So if you would like to finish in Shavasana, absolutely take your time, make your way down, lying flat on the mat. Otherwise, because it's the morning, I'm going to finish out the class sitting in a comfortable seat. So plant your hands down onto the legs, palms facing towards the sky. Gently close the eyes. Just take a moment to become aware of the body. Notice how more awake you are, how everything is loose. You're ready for whatever the day has in store, good or bad. You're ready. Thank you very much for joining me for today's class. I hope you enjoyed it. Bring your hands to touch in front of your heart center. We softly bow. Namaste.